Okay, I'm looking at TV here. Looks like a pretty good long right now for a bounce off of the View app if it can break that 14. I just now looked at it, so I gotta get a second to write everything down here. Profit target will be 10 cents up here at 14.10. That's a pretty big move down there, though. Kind of happened really quick. Well, it took it a minute to cover really half of this move here. Looks like I might want to keep moving down. And unless it makes a move this candle here, I don't like it too much anymore. And I got buyers at 92. Plus, this is the 5-minute candle, so let's see what happens here. Sector's not really helping. Well, doesn't look like it's gonna do it, so. Okay, looking at MDLZ here, it might be making a move here pretty quickly. I might be getting in here in just a second. Definitely making the symmetrical triangle at 20 caught up with it. Finally starting to look like it wants to break underneath here. I have another order to get full size in at 77 if it decides to make that move. Profit target will be 60 cents. Probably could have made my risk a little bit bigger here, but it doesn't look like it wants to move just yet. I'll give it for a close above the 20 here. Jeez. Alright, well that's just gonna keep moving. Might reset, make another trade in a bit. Okay, I'm looking at UA here. Probably about to long it. If we hit 81. Stop loss is gonna be a close below the 9, so fairly tight. There's a circuit breaker, so I'm not able to put in a limit order or anything. Liking what it's doing. I mean, volume definitely isn't spectacular, but it's still setting up pretty nice here. Looks good on the 5s as well. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, I got a way late order. There's no point. It's so late. I mean, I just missed out on $20 there, and there's no point in taking that trade. Okay, on MDLZ right now. Hopefully it's breaking out of the wedge. Only half size to start with. I'm gonna add the rest up at 55 if it gets up there. Profit target is gonna be about the 50. So it looks like it'll be about 65. Risk will be a close below. Alright, I am full size. Very nice move. Alright, take half there. That was really quick. Definitely want to lock in what I can get, so I'm only risking 7 cents, and I was up about 7 cents, so sticking to the rule, if I'm up 1R, I want to take a partial. And the rest I can just let go here, because we just closed the 5 minute above the 5 minutes. So let's see, stop loss break even at 55. That's a little too, I don't know. I want to give this one a little bit more room than that. Other thing to think about is the Fibonacci 50 is actually at this level as well. So just looking at it here, you can see that it's playing around it right now. Looks like we got 56 here. It's around this area. My numbers probably aren't exactly what they should be, but it is close. Turn around too far against me here, but I need to give it some room. If it can hold above the 20 and the 9 here, it's definitely a good sign. Yeah, it's not exploding anymore. Probably should look to get out here pretty soon. If it's not going to take off like I want it to, then it's probably just not going to. So, give it 30 more or it'll just turn right around against me. Still want to see it close, but it ain't looking great. I'd like to see it pull back a little bit. No, totally out. Alright, well, geez, that was like a $10 trade or something. Oh well. Winner's a winner, but geez, I don't even know if that was a winner. Yeah, I'll do the math later. Okay, I'm gonna be done for the day. Things are kind of finally playing out, and no real patterns are forming anymore, so I'm just gonna end up calling it here. Pretty, I don't know, kind of an upsetting day. It was kind of a slow open really for the first 30 minutes or so. There really wasn't anything going on. I mean, I was looking at TIVA, took MDLZ here for a attempted short right here, popped right back up against me, and then obviously, you know, it slowly just moved down. Can't really, actually, you know, it looks decent on the 5s. I mean, there's only so much you can do with 5 or 6 5-minute candles before, you know, you gotta go to look at the 1s and then try and find what pattern is forming. But I don't know. The only reason I wasn't in the MDLZ trade here is because I was in UA whenever it finally started moving down, I think. That's a lie. MDLZ was all the way down here whenever I was looking at UA. So, I was probably just looking at something else, but I mean, just kind of sitting here redrawing it and whatnot. I mean, it made the pattern, over and over and over again. In fact, I probably would have looked at probably that one the most. I mean, definitely don't want to take that for a long. I'd much rather take that for a short each and every day. But I don't know. I was looking at it later in the day too for a breakout of the rising wedge, or a falling wedge. See, it made that nice little pop right there. It's kind of hard to get this thing tight enough so that you can really see it. I believe it was probably something right about there, and then this line here. I mean, it's slowly crept out. I wanted to get half size at half size at 52 and then 55. So I got filled on the break out of the pattern plus the 9, and then I wanted to add the rest on the break of the 20. Squeezed up to 62 cents on the bid, and I caught it right there, and then it just turned right back around, never came back again. Thought it was going to be a good trade. I mean, let's see, I wrote down 49 for my risk, so it was super tight. Which, I mean, on the wedges like this, you can usually get away with stuff like that, because wedges don't really, from the wedges that I've seen anyway, they don't really move, because, I mean, this wedge is like a real big move right here. Like, these are the kind of wedges that are like the home run wedges. Like, this is like a, like a single double kind of wedge. So, I mean, it made the move. I was risking 4 cents. I'm actually surprised I got filled at 61. I thought it was 62. So I got 6 cents, and I was risking about 6 cents on that second half there. So, I mean, got exactly what I wanted, and then I covered the rest at 49. I wanted to let it go because I thought it might, keep moving. Figured it might make a much nicer move out. The 5 wasn't really around at the time. Ended up closing out minus 14 total. I think my first trade was a $24 loss, maybe 22. So, I mean, I don't know, it was a 10-cent winner. I mean, I'll take what I can get, but obviously you want things that are much bigger than that, especially if you're going to be risking, more than what you're making. I don't want to have an 80% win rate just to be profitable. But I mean, the MDLZ really right now is where the real move is coming from. You can't really get it on the ones. Could probably stick with that. And the 5s, I mean, it just slowly, and then now it's exploding as it finally broke out of the 20. It probably looks better on the 5s. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Kind of a tough trade there. I mean, the 20's kind of getting above it there. That's pushing it if you want to trade that one. I mean, but it made the move, so I wouldn't be taking it because this the 5-minute 9 EMA is just a little too strong for me. Plus, we got the 50 to worry about. But it was a decent trade for whoever took it. The really upsetting trade on the day was UA. That would have been maybe a decent-sized winner, I suppose. Again, looking at the falling wedge, I mean, there were a lot of really clean patterns that were showing up today. It's just I didn't really get a chance to catch most of them, I guess. I mean, there's a bunch of missed trades, I guess, that I had too. So, I mean, I took UA. I wanted to catch it full size over the break of the 20. I got filled at 85. I wanted to get in at 81. I wanted to get in right here, but I mean, it popped up so fast. There was no chance. I mean, I caught the top of the move. I mean, I would have been, what did I write? I wrote risk of 77. So again, risking 4 cents. Wedge is keeping it super tight. Volume wasn't the greatest, but I saw this candle here, so there was a big 100,000 buyer that came in, and I figured, okay, well, that's a pretty good sign. If anything's going to happen right now, it's going to happen now, so I wanted to get in on it. So if I got in at 81, risking 4, got in at 85, it went up to 80, 87, so 86. So I mean, I would have been up 5 cents on the trade, risking 4. I mean, it's enough to take my partial and then, you know, take half. So I mean, that's not a $12 winner. I mean, it's just these wedges really aren't that big of moves. So what I'm thinking is I need to find a way to maybe use bigger size on it, because with most of these wedges that I've seen today, even, and mostly in the past, you know, they have these 1-minute candles that are always the squeeze out of the wedge, and it's that 1-minute candle where I really aim to take profits from. So that'll be something that I have to think about. So those are the 3 trades that I took today. I mean, I was trying to get in a Teva if Teva made a move. I mean, it had that huge pullback here that I thought, alright, well, maybe it might bounce off of that. So I wanted to get in off the, if it broke back above the whole number, but didn't. Held on for a little bit for the order and see if it did anything. I mean, you can see the volume just absolutely disappeared there. So bailed on the trade. I was looking at shop. I looked at shops so many times today, and I just couldn't find one that I really liked. I mean, you can see there's triangles that it was making all over the place, really. The most recent one that I was looking at was right about here, taking it short underneath the whole number. Got down to, what, 40 cents? So I was thinking about taking 100 shares on the break of the whole on the break of 100. So I mean, it would have been plus 60, risking about 30. So I mean, that's a 2-to-1 risk reward right there. That's definitely taking profit. That could have been maybe a $30 trade there. I mean, you can just see triangle after triangle in this one, really. I mean, kind of a triangle here, I think it was, because I was really waiting for it to pull back a little bit, because, you know, you got to move down, you got to move up, and then you got to move down, and then what I want to see is another move back up, like that A, B, C, D kind of thing, or I guess in this case the open is A, B, C, D, and then, you know, something right above here, something like that. I mean, it broke down here, made a pretty nice move, but the same issue with this one was the volume. I mean, this early in the day, you know, 40 minutes into the day, you don't want to see a stock trading 50,000 shares every minute. You want to see something like at least 100,000 plus is obviously the goal. I mean, I was also looking at MU, another wedge trade, a bunch of wedges today. I mean, I was looking at it right about here. You know, it came down underneath the 20 there. Actually, I think it was right about here. I was looking to get in at the, if it broke underneath this, but I mean, it reset, and then it made the, made the real move out of the wedge here, right about there. I mean, if you traded on the 5s, you know, obviously it's much better on the 5s, but I mean, you got the 9 coming in on it. I'd probably be out of this trade right about here if I took it. I mean, yeah, obviously you want the whole move, but, you know, holding on for the whole move when you got these things coming in like that, that's really pressing your luck there. Down 24 on the day. I mean, goals were, you know, take the best setups. I felt like I took the best setups, you know, use full size. I definitely, you know, if I'm risking 4 cents and I'm taking 500 shares, I'm only risking $20 on those trades. So, I mean, I could be using bigger size on those trades, and I think that's something that I need to be thinking about with the wedges. I'm going to write that down. Wedges, I can use bigger size, because 9 times out of 10, you know, your risk is, for me anyway, the risk is usually the 9. You could use a break back in the pattern, but I mean, that's just every minute that goes by, you know, your risk is increasing, you know. So for this candle, you're looking like 24, then this candle's 25. So every minute, you're increasing your risk by a penny. Useful size, wait for the real pattern. The only pattern that I really missed was MDLZ, and that was the only real big move that I missed for a breaking out of the symmetrical triangle. So that was the only mistake that I made there, but that's probably because I was looking at something else I can't quite remember. And then breaking of the 9 EMA versus closing of the 9 EMA. I did do that right about here, because I mean, you know, it broke underneath it, but it closed above it, and then here's where I just gave up on the trade. I was like, alright, well, volume's thinning out, doesn't look like it's going to explode and move up any higher, so I just bailed on it. Mistakes I made last week: forced the trade, didn't force any trades, didn't wait for the pattern to play out. Again, you know, I guess I can only keep my eyes on so many things at once. I need to readjust my monitor setup because I have a big TV to the left of me, but it's a little too far for me. If I could move it a little closer, I can keep a closer eye on charts and other plays that might be playing out. Could have used bigger size. Same situation, could have used bigger size today. Took partial too early. Nah, not really. Today I took my partials at the right spot. I didn't respect the 5 minutes on the 9 EMA, or just the 5-minute chart in general. Stock's telling me it was a much better long. Took a short anyway. I think UA was the trade today that I was looking at. I was looking at it here for a triangle. And I kept thinking, okay, well, looks like a long. Everything's holding above the VWAP here. You know, nothing's really closing underneath it, so it looks like a good long. However, I was talking with my mentor, and he said, okay, you got a huge move up here, but I mean, it got rejected hard. I mean, it covered this entire move here, closing below the body, so obviously something's wrong going on up here. So maybe it's not the best long. So I'm looking at the VWAP on the 5, and yeah, the VWAP, yeah, sure, you could say it looks like a good long, but at the same time, you got to pay attention to the candles too. I mean, this candle's telling me that, like, okay, there's a lot of shorts going on here. So that situation, it could be a good long or a short. I mean, that's where it was right here. Looking at it right about there, I was like, alright, well, I guess it's going to do something sooner or later. I mean, it broke underneath it. I mean, breaking underneath that whole number like that, that's a big move there. That's 20 cents, and I could only be risking, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 cents maybe. So, I mean, that's 2 to 1, 3 to 1 risk reward there. I mean, those are the kinds of trades that I should be looking to take. You know, it's got the volume with it. I don't know, just another trade that I missed, I guess. So, finishing down 24. Not a terrible day, not a great day either. You know, another good learning session, I guess. This whole month, really. Yeah, this is the last day of the month, so I'm gonna have to do a monthly recap and everything. I don't think I'm gonna go over each and every single trade, but I will go over my goals and mistakes of the month. You know, go over the P&L and commissions, win rates, that sort of thing. You know, just do like an October review and whatever. Might be able to get to that today. Might have to do that tomorrow, but we'll just see. Down 24. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully not making any of the same mistakes. Make some profit. Get in the green. And thanks for watching.